How's it going, guys? My name is Trippers and welcome to another episode of Crossout Clan Wars. I'm bringing back the Helios... What am I trying to say here? I'm bringing back the Tsunami, Harpy, Hover that I showed you guys in a video about 5-6 days ago. I honestly don't remember how long ago it was. But the video was, a lot of you guys asked for the build. It's sadly not on the exhibition, but I do want to show you some more gameplay videos with it because it's honestly an amazing build. It's such a funny build. Really had some good games in it. Really enjoy playing it because it's so fast compared to many other of the builds that we usually run, and especially with the meta that it is right now, where Echo cabins and Icebox cabins, the big cabins, where big builds are the most rewarding. I really just enjoy roaming around in the wastelands in this specific craft. So that's why I just want to bring it back and show you some more gameplay. Might even bring it for my next stream as well. I don't really know. Currently working on an aspect hover too. I'm just trying out different things, to be honest, because yeah, I'm not really enjoying the meta as it is right now. You guys already know that. I've complained about that a million times before, so I'm not gonna bother too much about doing so anyways. But what I have for you today is a few games where we really struggled in the first round, but where we also showed that even if you lose the first round, things can easily be changed around. As you can see here, the first team that we're facing runs, I think they actually run 2 dogs. And then they have a Helios and a Pulsar, if I am not mistaken. Let's see, yep, there's another dog attacking Lith. That was cannon shots though, so they have a cannon, a porcupine and a cannon. That's what they have besides this. And it's a stressful setup, especially with the current hover meta, because dogs are actually kind of good when this many people wants to run hovers. Now, the Oculus is a big help towards countering melees, but it's not always possible, especially not if there's 2. Then the Oculus will maybe tell you where one is, but it won't tell you where the other one is. So it is really stressful to play against melees right now, which is also why you see us running Oculuses, and also why a lot of people in our clan still want to play spiders, because the melees are slowly making a comeback, and lances as well. You've seen that in my videos too. So that's one of the arguments for why we actually keep a couple of spiders in the team still, because they can handle the melees better than the hovers can, even though I try to literally just build my hovers around countering melees as well as I now can. And it doesn't really matter what hover I'm playing. It's just, as long as I'm playing a hover, I just want to be able to counter melees with correct hover placement and bumper placement and stuff like that in order to counter them best as possible. You can watch some of my build videos if you want, like, some tips on how I build my hovers. I usually talk about that in my build videos, where we just try out different builds in 8 versus 8 PvP. I'm not gonna get too much into it here, but the first match on this one was not really too exciting. We kind of got destroyed. But the second one here, we handled the dogs so much better, and as soon as they are down, the team wasn't really all that much of a threat, because since we have the hovers, the porcupines are essentially not gonna be effective at all, as long as we can just kite him around. And besides that, we just had the upper hand here in the second and the third round, because of the way we could just swarm their cannon player. So the second game here is literally just slowly coming to an end. A pretty nice game at the end, don't get me wrong, but it's it got a bit boring here towards the end of the second round, because they were slowly just hiding in here in our crack behind the that sounded so wrong, but behind our base. They slowly crawl towards us there. The porcupine is moving towards me, trying to fling some porcupines at me. I'm actually dragging towards the ground, so as you can see, he can hit me quite effectively, and that's an issue. But if you're a fully functional hover, you shouldn't have any issues with this porcupine spider. And that's also actually, like, what do you guys personally think about the porcupine spiders? Because in my opinion, they aren't really all that effective unless you're playing against melee teams, and you don't see a lot of full melee teams anymore. You see maybe 1 or 2 melees at each team. We got him down at the end, by the way. But you rarely see the full melee teams anymore. At least at the rating that we play at. Not that it is high in any way, but we just don't see the same amount of melees anymore. So they definitely did change that. But yeah, I just don't know if, like, what do you guys think? Is it where it should be now then? Now that we don't see as many melees anymore, is it all right? Did they nerf it too much? And are the porcupine spiders viable at all? I honestly don't know. I rarely play any of those builds, so I don't really get a feeling. I don't really have a feeling. I got a feeling. I don't know. I don't know what I think about him. But nevertheless, the third round, as you can see, we've won a round each. So now it's actually exciting, which is amazing. I love these games where you lose the first one and then just turn it around for the second and third round. Especially because a lot of the times that this happen, it's because your enemy actually gets so cocky because they won the first round and then they don't really think consider what they actually do. Look at that dude, by the way. Do you see how he just chewed through it? He was using the Tormentor, which was kind of cool. Been a long time since I've seen a dog actually use a Tormentor, so really nice to see a guy with a Tormentor. He got kited a bit around though, and he didn't get me for that reason. So as you can see, he's getting absolutely demolished. And again, as soon as we handled those dogs, this wasn't really all that big of a problem. The porcupine goes down too. He has a lot of cap cans though, which is the base of his build. And in my personal opinion, I'd say that we're probably making a big mistake here because we're fighting inside of all of his cap cans. There's so many. I can even see them with my Oculus, but I just get caught at the edge of that cap can and get dragged in. But it didn't stop us from winning, luckily though. So we ended up winning that 1-2 out of 3 games, and that means that we are going to the next game where we are facing a lot of Tsunamis. And what was it? Was it a dual Helios, I think? So here we are, second game, looking good. It's just like it's just so enjoyable for me to play this hover. I don't know why, but I just love it. I think it's because of the movability. I don't want to be sitting on big bricks where you cannot move fast and switch positions often and sort of keep the enemy on their toes. That's what I like about this build, and in my opinion why it does so freaking well. Because you can easily switch positions. You can sit back for some time and then quickly just... What happened to my voice there? Just quickly switch positions in order to gain the advantage on the enemy without doing too much. But the first game here is not really all that much exciting. I gotta be honest, we kind of got we got destroyed just a tiny bit. So I think I'll just let you guys watch the end here of the first game and see exactly why we get destroyed. Like just a quick note on why we gave them way too much ground. As you can see, they are totally swarming us on our right side, and we let them get too close to us and sort of swarm us and get behind us and get in front of us and just gave them way too much ground. You can never do that, not versus a full hover team. It's just stupid. You should never do it, and that was our biggest mistake.
Need help. He's Captain.
Need help with the Helios.
I'm getting pushed by the Helios, losing my guns. Shit. Behind you, tree.
It's gonna kill me. So the first round is slowly coming towards an end, and as you can see, it wasn't really pretty. I end up dying here, so I'm just gonna cut it to where Lith will also die and round off the first round, meaning that we do have to win the next 2 if we want to take a victory in this match. I cut it forward again, just a tiny bit, because there wasn't really a lot going on until at this point. But we're trying to cut them off a bit more here so they don't get the same amount of ground and stay on our toes ourselves too. At the second round, just to make sure that they don't really do the same thing to us once again. Now, as you can see here, I'm struggling a bit to see where he is. But am I the only one who feels like that? That it's so freaking hard to see people when you're cloaked yourself. You can use your map, but the Oculus, you literally cannot use your Oculus for anything if you're cloaked while you do it. I don't know if it's just me that has the wrong placement or something. If it is, guys, I need your pro tips, okay? And also, I just got fully blasted there because I was unaware of where I was moving, which was kind of stupid. And we actually end up getting like squished in here a bit. I wanted to move through there, but as you can see, they're cloaking up through mid now. So in order to prevent that, I'm just staying where we are. Luckily though, the guy that we were pushing into us actually ends up going down, that which gave us room to now move out through one of the corridors, which was sort of what we wanted. So really nice push there. And as you can see, I'm getting swarmed a bit here, but luckily though, Oculus is doing exactly what it's supposed to do, and because of that, I could land an easy hit on the guy there peeking. Missed my next shot, which was terribly bad. Not really these games haven't really been the best games for me, but still some really exciting games because we did go ahead and lose the first one. So I just wanted to post them anyway, and kind of make up for it in the third round. I feel like I'll let you guys be the judges of that, but I feel like we did. Yeah, don't even comment on those shots. I don't know what I'm doing. That's the most annoying thing. If I start doing bad on a Tsunami, I really just choke, and then I can't hit anything anymore. And that's a big issue when I'm playing these Tsunamis, that I end up doing so. But luckily though, Lith and I are left, and Lith is just landing a ton of damage in this round, meaning that we can easily defend off the two guys that are attacking us here. The third guy actually went for our cap. I think he was degunned, which was his reason to go back. But we can shoot those two guys down that is coming towards us here. So we're just trying to give him a hard time and keep him away from the cap, because as long as we can stay two guys in cap, then we can cap this and win. Seeing that we destroyed the last ally, the guy in cap actually decides to self-destruct, and now we're back. A win for each of us, and we can get ready for the third and final round. And I decided at this point to just charge my shots in order to see if I can just actually contribute a bit and make the shots count that I actually do have. Struggling a bit to get it to charging here, but it ended up charging alright, which is something like, guys, shouldn't we have a change to the Tsunami perk so you can also just somewhat use it on hovers? I feel like it's so stupid that it's this hard for us to actually charge our guns. It's what it is, but I know the perk is made mostly for, like, I know cannons are supposed to sit on big spiders and stuff. And the reason that I didn't shoot there was, again, because he was so far away. I just spent time charging my shot, so I wanted to make sure that I actually made it count. So, kind of a mistake by me. I should just have taken the shot, and then I could also always have charged afterwards. But it is what it is. But I make him count still, though, the shot at the end, because as you can see here, a new guy is pushing up through. Suez Kansas goes out there, takes a shot at the Helios, takes down his first shield, and I'm just waiting for his second shield to go down and go out, and bam, 1300 damage, and we removed the Helios. So kind of glad that I actually saved it at the end, because the hit wouldn't have been as big if I hadn't charged my Tsunamis. So they ended up dealing quite a lot of damage still. But still just want to address that we need to change to the Tsunami perk. It's just not good. It's really just not good, and it's a big penalty that you have to sit still for that long and not contribute to the fight just to charge for 60% extra damage. And it takes, what, 15 seconds for 16% damage, 60% damage. So you could just, like, that's 2 Tsunami shots, which meaning that you could output a lot more just damage totally if you do not charge your shots between the hits. So it is kind of stupid that you have to wait, in my opinion, that long, and you can barely charge him when you're on a hover. But this final round here, this next or not next match, but this upcoming fight here with the two Tsunami hovers that they have is actually kind of interesting, because that really shows that even though this build is super squishy, it can withstand a massive amount of hits. It's taken a bit of a beating from them already. Right now I'm just trying to trade hits with them as good as I now can, and trying to keep them away from the trains and pushing them down so they do not advance on trains. I don't want them to push in on trains and actually get behind my allies at mid, so I'm just trying to fend them off as much as I now can. I actually lose the engine here, so the build gets way heavier than it's supposed to, meaning that it's dragging a bit to the ground, but it's still maneuverable. And there we go, I actually get one gun shot off, so I can knife fly again, and the next shot actually fully degun one of their Tsunami hovers. So I feel like I did what I should. I tanked a bunch of hits from those two Tsunami hovers and fending them off long enough for my allies to get back to base and choke on these two guys. So there we go, turned this quickly into a 2 versus 4. We totally lured them into our base, and now we can just finish them off easily. So all in all, that was actually a really nice third round. Really enjoyed it. But that also brings us to the end of this video. So guys, once more, thank you so much for tuning in to yet another episode of Crossout Clan Wars. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to subscribe, and guys, drop a like down below just to show some appreciation to this video. I really appreciate that. And until next time, have an awesome day. Bye.